Good evening. Welcome to the Gooner Booth. It's an everyday Arsenal podcast. Unfortunately, Wayne isn't with us tonight. He has been working his socks off for the Royal Mail, playing Father Christmas, giving everyone their toys. Good man. Big up to you. Hope you're getting some rest, and we'll see you on the next stream. Before we get started, please like and subscribe. Get involved in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. Dave, good evening, mate. You didn't get the chance to react to the Aston Villa game. I wasn't very happy. Whoever tuned in, it was a bit of a frustrating game. 18 game run, unbeaten run come to an end. So, what was your thoughts, Dave? Hand over to you.
I must admit, I was quite disappointed in the result, but in not the performance. I thought that the performance was not terrible, considering we're down to 4th, 5th, 6th choice centre back role. Now I know everyone's going to say, "Oh, our squad depth our squad should have been able to cope with this," but I would beg anyone to try and differ that if anyone lost 1, 2, 3, 4 centre backs, that it wouldn't make a difference to your team. That's excuses out the way. Let's park that to one side. The one thing that I would say is that our attacking force needs to do better. We're a little like we're still relying on Trossard to come on. He's been injured. He's been on for half hour. He scored a goal and he's had to go back off injured again. Yeah. So I do believe that we've got Saka, we've got Modweki, we've got Gyökeres coming on at half time. I do believe that our attacking force should have pulled us through this game, notwithstanding the defensive frailties that what we're exposed to at the moment, you know. But with that standing, if you would have asked me at the start of the season after 15 games, would you like to be 2 points in front of City? I would have said, yeah, thank you very much. I would have shook your hand and I would have took that. But it's all down to context, isn't it? You know, where we were 7 points in front, we was 9 points in front. How long ago, Tony, was it that we'd been through the whole month where no one had a shot on target on us? You know, no one had scored against us. So it's just everyone goes through these peaks and troughs.
Do you think we've been a bit spoiled as supporters in terms of how good it's been?
I generally do believe with our fan base, it's a bit PTSD. It's like, you know, where we've been burnt so many times in the recent years. It's like we do like to hype it up. We go one step too far, don't we? Sometimes it's all or nothing with us, isn't it? You know, it's like it's all one way. We're all winning it. We're all going to win the league, and then the next minute it's all doom and gloom. It is, you know, and that's the way with it. Listen, we was competitive at Villa. We was competitive. We lost the game. It was at last minute. It was the last kick of the game goal. If you asking me. Go on, sorry, Tony.
I think it was the manner we lost in. I think that makes it more of a doom and gloom.
Villa were the better side, weren't they? Villa were the better side over the 90 minutes.
Yeah, they what I couldn't understand was, and I said it in my reaction video, was how easy they opened us up. It was 2 passes and they threw on goal. I've not seen that in us in ages. I've not seen us perform like that in a long time. Under Emery and Wenger, I see us being so open in a game like that. We just couldn't get a foothold of the game. And what were your thoughts on the lineup? Because I thought Arteta really got this one wrong. And I think that he needs to show a bit of bottle going forward in terms of he needs to pick one or the other. It's Eze or Odegaard. And you don't pick the guy because he's captain of our club. You pick based on performance. And I thought putting him on the left was a little bit... it was
a sellout.
Yeah, a sellout. The question I asked you, Dave, and I'll hand it back over to you, sorry. Martinelli, does that goal go in if Martinelli's a left wing?
No, because he probably tracks back more, doesn't he?
Yeah. Exactly that.
He works for the team more, doesn't he, Martinelli?
Yeah.
He does. That's just facts. It ain't even like a debate. He actually loses out on some of his attacking threat because he's working so hard to get back sometimes, isn't he? You know,
Well, yeah, exactly. If I mean, Trossard wasn't 100% fit, but yeah, I thought, you know, that wasn't the game to play Eze on the left wing. I know that Arteta was looking to go and win the game. That's fine, but he forgot one of the main things that he normally does. He stops the opposition, and then we nick a goal, and that sort of get. And I noticed as well on set pieces now, without Saliba and Gabriel, we don't have a threat at all.
No, we don't. No,
You know?
that is true. That is true. Calafiori or Moreno standing on the penalty spot. That's normally Gabriel Magalhaes'
Yeah.
spot, and he runs in from there. Everyone is diversion. He's the guy that we're trying to put the ball on the head. Like we're trying to aim for his head, didn't we? You know.
Yeah, there was no fear factor from Aston Villa. We got
It's the willing to score, isn't it? You know, you got to be willing to stick your nut on it, ain't you? You know.
Yeah. We didn't have that, and I think that. I think when Trossard come on, we looked really a bit more direct. It was weird. He sort of opened them up. He opened them up a little bit, and we got that goal. There's a few things as well that come out of that game for me. Like, you know, I think Declan Rice has been our best player by a million miles this season, but Bukayo Saka, yes, he got the assist, but he's not playing well, is he? He's not really.
No.
He ain't getting himself into form, is he?
No. He's been off the pace. He has. When you have a grade 4 tear.
Yeah.
Right. So now grade 1, grade 2, you're coming back after 3-4 months, and you should be able to get back to your best. But a grade 4, grade 5 tear. Nah, Michael Owen done that. When Michael Owen broke on the scene, now he won the Ballon d'Or at one point. Whether or not that was still at his youth period, but when Michael Owen broke on the scene, when he scored his goal against Argentina in the 1998 World Cup and all that, the guy was unstoppable. He had unbelievable pace. I'm showing my age here a little bit, but bear with me, guys. I am trying to make a relevant point. Yeah. But basically, what happened was he got a grade 5. He got a grade 5 tear of his hamstring on his right leg. And then from that point on, that guy never had the same amount of pace. He was never road runner no more. He was never had that 5 yard extra bit of pace than what everyone could deal with. You know, that's what I am worried about with Saka a little bit. I am. I must admit, because
he's lost a yard, hasn't he?
He has lost the yard. It is a bit worrying. Whether or not it's him scared to put the extra yard in case it goes again, because a little bit of that can be down to it as well, because you're a little bit wary. You don't want to be out for another 6 months if you go too hard. But it's a little bit touch and go with him at the moment.
It's one of them things as well with Saka, right? Last season we didn't have the backup, right? Now we have got the backup. It's the guy that's literally fighting him for the spot in the England team as well for the World Cup. So he's probably got in the back of his mind, I don't want to get injured because this guy's going to come in and I might not get back in the team, and then I won't be in the England squad. Or he will be in the England squad, but he won't be starting in the England squad for the World Cup. So he's probably got that in the back of his mind. It's sort of a catch-22, really.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The thing is, Tony, he's got to be more direct. He's got to be more attacking. He's got to look to.
But he's dangerous, isn't he?
You know, he's got the skills. He's got the touches, you know?
It made me realise as well, I watched the highlights as well after I calmed down on Saturday, because I was fucking fuming. I'm going to lie, I was fuming. That when we play Odegaard, he veers to the right, doesn't he? He always get the ball and he'll veer to the right.
Yes.
By doing that, we become very predictable, and also what it does is it allows the opposition just to double up on Saka again, because they know that Odegaard's just going to get the ball and he's just going to veer to the right.
Yeah.
He never goes to the left, which I don't get because he's left-footed.
Yeah.
So why would you not go either way? Eze goes both ways, and I must admit, Eze was shit on Saturday, but I don't blame him for that. I blame Arteta for firing him on the left because he didn't want to make a decision on both of them.
How many times, Tone, would you say in a game, if Odegaard's playing 90 minutes, right, now we're pushing up to the opponent's box, we're coming over now the left-hand side of the right-hand side of the box, yeah? How many times does he put that cross in where it goes, it's too weak, it don't get to the back post, it's meant to be for the back post, but it don't get to the back post.
He seems to do the same thing,
it's like he's spamming on FIFA or something, and he can't get the power right.
Yeah,
you know?
I think I read somewhere that what someone said on TalkSport, they called in. I can't remember who this was or the gentleman was, but he made a very good point actually. And he said the guy's been there for 5 years, right? And we haven't won a trophy, or he hasn't taken us to a title. Why not why is he still our bagsman as captain and all that stuff, right? What you got players there that can step up enough. I'm not saying Eze's the answer, but I do think that from what I've seen so far, I think Eze on his game in that role is a little bit more direct than Odegaard. It changes things up a little bit. I would drop Odegaard in the number 8 role in certain games,
Yeah.
and then push Declan Rice into the number 6, because what Lennon does, that gives him a rest. I know he's very, very good in the 8 role, but it's a lot of running. When you got games where he's probably a little bit tired, he's not 100% fitness, he's probably floating around on the red level, right? I'd put him in that role because he's just got to sit in front of the back four. He hasn't got to do them doggies. Whereas Odegaard will do them doggies. Declan Rice will be quite good at breaking the ball and giving it to Odegaard. And I think Eze and Odegaard in the same team in that role could be quite deadly. So I mean, against Wolves, that's not a bad shot just to open the game up a bit.
The only thing to counter what you say is now we've got, we've got Arteta and we've got Tuchel, right? Now, how many different managers has Rice played under? And no one seems to want to play him 6. No one seems to want to play. They all seem to play him this left 8. Yeah. Now, obviously, he does a great job. I'm not even getting on Rice's case here, but he looked a bit knackered in the last game. But the boy's been running for us all season long, so we cannot get on his case.
He's put a shift in, you can't.
He's been one of our best players. But now, if we move Odegaard back into 8, left 8, and we got Eze right 8, and we got Rice at 6, obviously Zubimendi misses out on certain games, not every game.
Yeah, but that's why you rotate, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's why we got the squad, and then you horses for courses, don't they? That's what they say, horses for courses. But I would say that we're going to lose out on the pressing side of Rice and Odegaard pushing up the pitch. Don't forget, Odegaard's only just come back from injury. I'm not going to give up just yet on Odegaard being the player that we want him to be. He's had a long time, 5 years, definitely, long time. We haven't done it. He ain't got over the line. What does everyone call him when he's shooting from the edge of the box? Pillow foot and all that. The guy's got such a soft shot.
To be fair to him, though, he made Martinez pull off a worldly save.
That was a wicked save. That was a wicked save.
And that pissed me off because that guy was a massive doubt to start for Villa, and all of a sudden he's fit.
I didn't think he'd play.
When I see him in a tunnel, I was like, for fuck's sake, because he always pulls it out against us. He really does.
Yeah, no. To be honest with you, I think we've got to give Odegaard a bit more time, and also I think Arteta will, because he's got loyalty to him because he built up with him throughout the stages, isn't he? The process, as they call it, But Eze is more of a. If you're asking me who do I want on the end of the ball, at the edge of the box, taking a shot on target, I would choose Eze at the moment. You want him. You want him to be. You want him to be at the end, running onto the ball, hitting it first time for a shot at target, 25 yards. He's got more chance of hitting it in the top hand corner than what Odegaard has at the moment. But they bring different things, don't they?
Yeah. No, I agree. It's a good problem to have, But next question for you, Dave.
Go on.
Is our title hopes been dented? Would you reckon?
No. In my opinion, no, because as I said previous to this, if you would have asked us, any Arsenal fan, in my opinion, would we like to be 2 points clear after 15 games? Chelsea, Liverpool, they're so far behind us. The only team that are on us are City, but they've lost more games than us. We would have said, oh, yeah, definitely. We'll bite your hand off for that. So it's just, it's all about context. It's all about where we were. We've had 2 top centre-backs go out. We've had most of our attacking line been out one way or another. Every single player's been out one way or another throughout the season. It's not excuses, but, it does make a difference. So, to be honest with you, I think we take it. We got Wolves next week. Club Brugge on Wednesday. We got Wolves on Saturday. I think rest everyone for Club Brugge. I will literally won't take anyone, Tone.
I said in
know
my
you might
match
say,
reaction, I literally
yeah,
said take the youngsters out there. Literally
yeah,
couldn't care less about that game. I
yeah,
know
lose it.
it's Champions League, but even if we go out there, we lose. As I said in my reaction as well, if you see it, I sort of said that finishing top in the Champions League table doesn't mean shit anyway. Look at
It
last
don't
season,
really, does it?
we still got Real Madrid, so it's not just qualifier for the knockout stages. That's all I'd say, and I think we can afford to have a. I know we should want to win every game, but I think this is one of them games where we can afford just to just play the youngsters, take a draw, take a loss, take a win, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Rest all our players, go into that Wolves game. Hopefully, Saliba's back, because I'll tell you what, if we go without Saliba and Gabs for this December period, I think we're in trouble.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. If we got to play too many more, I don't know who we've got after.
We've got Wolves, then we've got Everton away.
Mm-hmm.
Now Everton away,
normally is an
they're
historical game for us at Goodison Park, but
we'll be at the be at a new stadium, the Hill Dickinson Stadium, so they're not going to want to lose against us their first game at that stadium against us, and they're sitting. Let me just double check I'm correct in saying this. Last, I think I see that they were 5th in the Premier League.
Yeah, no, they've been doing all right. They are in form.
You know, and I that's one of them. That's another one of them games where they're 3rd. Fucking hell, no, they're not. Ignore me. I'm looking at something else. No, yeah, they're 6th now. Yeah. 24 points. They're doing really well. They've
got Chelsea next. I think their next game is.
Yeah, Moyes has got them playing really well, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, Man United Wolves 1-1. Fucking hell, Man United is shit, aren't they? Jesus Christ.
They fell off a cliff.
They're fucking they're honestly. So I'm just having a look at next week's fixtures. Yeah, so we've obviously got Wolves in the evening. You've got Chelsea Everton, yeah, correct. That's at Stamford Bridge. That's actually an interesting game, to be fair. Yep. You can't really call that. And then you've got, oh, come on, Crystal Palace versus City. Come on, Palace. Palace have been good, and they've got a good record against City.
I think Palace are in 4th. I think Palace.
I think. Oh, do you know what? Joe, we could be sitting here next weekend, going another 5 points clear again, lads.
A totally different story again, Tone. This is what I'm saying to you, mate. It's if someone would have offered this to you at the start of the season, with all the injuries that we've had and all the away games that we've had, honestly, I'm looking at it like, mate, honestly, on a
Mr. Positive.
I am, and I'm not normally like that. And listen, I'm not all rosy and clads and fluffy kittens, you know. But at the end of the day, if you look at the games that we've played away from home, the injuries that we've had, and the results that we've picked up, i.e., Newcastle away, Chelsea away, okay, 10, but listen, we've only lost to Liverpool and to Villa. You know, so
yeah, we've got a lot of difficult away games out the way as well. I will say that, and I would agree with you on that. And December we've got a lot of home games, but we've got a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of tricky home games, man. With Brighton at home, we got Villa at home again. Obviously, if we don't beat Wolves, then I will be worried. I'm sorry, they've not won a game all season. That should be a case of getting everyone's confidence back. That should be a 3-4-0.
Yeah, I'm hoping for that as well. Definitely.
You know, to get us back on track. But no, Joe, that's made me feel a lot better seeing that City are going away to Palace next weekend.
They've had easy. The games they've won, Tone, that have been easy games. They've had Leeds, they've had Fulham, and they've nearly lost both of them as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, they beat Joe. I'm quite pissed off with Sunderland because they didn't give him really a good game.
Oh, yeah, no. But Sunderland away and Sunderland
rolled over.
Yeah, your Sunderland at home are a different kettle of fish altogether.
Yeah, but you wait until they come to the Emirates, mate. They'd be fucking like they're going for the title, mate. Be their cup final. Yeah. Yeah. Have you seen the criticism we've been getting in the media?
Yeah.
Yeah. How you been feeling about that?
It doesn't surprise me because of the hysteria that Arsenal get, don't they? You know.
Yeah.
It's like we're the club everyone hates, don't we?
Well, yeah. Look, the problem we've got, right? We've got a target on our back. We've not won the league. We've come so close the last 2 seasons, and we've been that good that rival supporters literally couldn't wait for us to lose. As soon as we lost, they were coming out. Oh, look, bottled it again. They literally cannot wait to say the word fucking bottled. They cannot wait to say them words. Right? We've gone away from home to a very good Villa side that have beat Man City as well, may I add, and they've beat Chelsea, I believe, at Villa Park.
Yeah.
And they will beat many. They'll beat Liverpool. They'll probably beat. They've made that a fortress. Their away form's really shit. They'll probably go and lose away to Burnley or something next game. So I'll take it as a pinch of salt. I think it's because we've been that good. The expectations are so fucking high, and even the Arsenal supporters had a moment of, "Oh no, are we gonna? Is this where we, we fall off the mark,
and we start dropping the ball."
And I think, as you said, PTSD hit the nail on the head. Everyone's got PTSD. As soon as something happens, we're like, "Oh!" Even I was sitting there going, "Oh, for God's sake, like, please tell me that
it can't happen again. It can't happen again."
But I do think that we need to look at our injuries. If you look at all the other clubs, right, they've got 3 or 4. We've always got 5 or 6 players out, and it's always key players.
The thing as I look at it, Tony, is look at it, right, these players are not going to be out forever. Yeah? What are we going to do when we get all these players back?
Well, exactly. You want that headache.
It might come at the right time for us after January, February or something, and we start getting these players back, and they ain't played much football. Now, all these players are fresh. All we got to do is get a match fit, and now they're ready to go in the Champions League. That's another positive way to look at it. Yep. You know, you can look at it both ways, can't you? You know,
there's a few people watching. Get involved, guys. What are your thoughts on the Aston Villa game? How are you feeling now that you've had a chance to watch the highlights and take it all in? That's what we're discussing tonight. A bit of Arsenal therapy. Let's get ourselves back on track. Let's not read too much into it. I mean, I had a moment on Saturday of weakness where I thought, oh fucking hell, we're gonna struggle now. But I think when you actually think about it, having Big Gabs and Saliba, I think they're going to be the reason we win or lose a title. I think their fitness, and I'll say that now because the massive gaping hole. Don't get me wrong, Timber. Right, I thought he'd done okay in that role, but Hincapié done okay as well. But it just goes to show how good Saliba and Gabriel are at the back for us.
Think of title winning teams. Rio and Vidic would never drop out. They'd always play every game, wouldn't they?
Yeah.
With us, it'd be Sol Campbell and Colo Torre, or it'd be Tony Adams, Steve Bold, or Keogh.
Yeah. How far back we go?
John Terry and Carvalho. You know,
yeah, exactly.
So when you lose your first choice partnership, that's the one place on the actual pitch where you don't rotate very much. Is your goalkeeper and your 2 centre backs, because they have to build up a relationship. They have to build up to know when one guy is going in for the header, the other guy falls in 5 yards behind, and he sweeps up for him. You know, one goes and taps the ball, one goes and cleans up. One's the attacking, the aggressor, the other one's the Rolls Royce. With us, it's Gabriel's the attacker, Saliba's the Rolls Royce, isn't it? You know, so it makes a total difference. It makes a total difference that they ain't playing for us.
Yeah,
you know,
but I do agree with your point earlier. The attacking side of us should do better. Definitely. You know, there's enough quality up there to. I don't think any of them are in form, and I think Marino. And I said this, and I think. Oh, sorry. Hello, sorry, lost me there for a minute. Sorry, my back.
No, go on. Yeah, you are back. Go on.
Yeah, sorry. I thought Marino looked down on his feet a little bit. You know, he should have. I think Gyökeres should have played that game. If I'm being honest with you. Yeah. And at what point is he going to throw Jesus in? I know he's just come back from a long-term injury, but if the guy is sitting on the bench, then surely you have to use him in a game where you need a goal. Why didn't he sling him on?
I don't know what it is, Tone. I've got it in my head that I think Jesus already is going to leave the club, mate. I think that he's been told that he's got to go.
Do you think that's why he's not planning him for fitness?
Yeah,
to get him fit, and then they can put him on the transfer market.
January 1st, I think he's up for sale, mate. And I think we let him go for about 20 million, 15 million, something like that.
Yeah, it's to getting the wages off the books, right? We've got some big
Exactly
wages,
that,
haven't we?
mate. Exactly that. We've signed Gyökeres. We've got Moreno now. There's no way there's any space for Gabriel Jesus anymore. And a thing that I heard earlier, actually, which really did actually surprise me, when you think about it, out of all of our strikers that we've got at the club at the moment, is any one of them in Premier League, just in Premier League, better than Gabriel Jesus? So we've got Havertz, we've got Moreno, we've got Gyökeres, we've obviously got Gabriel Jesus. We've got the 4 strikers. Of all them 4 in Premier League history, are any of them sort of better than Gabriel Jesus? It's a hard one, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, but if you're comparing them, they offer different qualities, don't they? If you're looking at how they play,
they're all
like
different.
Jesus is not the same as Marino. Gyökeres isn't the same as Jesus, and Havertz is definitely not the same as Jesus. So, that's why my argument would be just to keep until the end of the season, because the way we're putting out injuries, I wouldn't mind him coming on in games or even starting games. Like the game against Club Brugge, fucking start him up front. If he bangs in an hat-trick, it gives Arteta something to think about.
It also increases his price as well.
It does. But do you remember when we first bought him? Do you remember how good he was? You know, if he can get back to that sort of form,
we bought him and Zinchenko from Man City, didn't we? And what it was, Tone, at that point, we were a top four club, and we had no winning mentality in our club at that point, you know. So what Arteta done was got rid of Aubameyang because he was a disruptor, and what he done was he brought in Gabriel Jesus and Zinchenko from Man City as a bit of winning mentality to try and bring a bit into the dressing room. Some people that know how to win, even though they were not always first team starters for Man City. That's why he brought them in. But at the same point, it's like Arteta don't want to have a striker that will be the flashy guy, be the one, that don't really listen to his tactics. He always wants that sort of team man, doesn't he?
Do you think the fact that he's too controlling could be the reason why we drop off?
That's another word, like overcoaches.
I think he overcoaches. Yeah, I think that there's moments in games where you've seen it. I think I've been lucky enough to go to the Emirates and sit behind the bench. I mean, very hard to get seats, by the way, in that area.
Definitely.
And he does control every element of the game, and he's literally shouting every 5 minutes of where to go, all that stuff, right? And as a player, if you're someone like Eze, you're a free roll player where you literally you pop into a little pocket
off the cuff, isn't it? You know,
yeah, and he's probably not used to that. And I think it proved against Aston Villa that he's not that sort of player, right? I think he's like the Özil that we had in the past. He's a luxury player that we've got that's got all the qualities, but he won't give you that backtracking down the wing like Martinelli might have given you. I was very shocked when I see him start against Villa because I didn't think that was the game for him. If you're going to play one or the other, it's got to be Odegaard or Eze in that role. If not, one of them's got to be on the bench. Simple as that.
Yeah.
But Trossard probably wasn't 100% fit, but I'd have played Martinelli. Just even if he weren't great attacking, you've got the cover. You've got the cover there, and that goal don't go in if Martinelli's on the pitch. I have to say that Eze completely switched off.
Yeah.
Again, I don't blame the guy. I mean, he's a professional, really, but he's not a fullback, and he was playing a fullback position when Matty Cash scored that goal, and it was as soon as it went over, and I was like, oh, he's lost his man. You just knew it was going to be a goal. I mean, what the fuck happened for the second goal? Well, literally, it was like a dog pile in the box. Just clear the ball.
On slipping over, didn't we?
That to me, that second goal, that was us tired legs.
Yeah,
because we literally
you could definitely say that. You could definitely say that.
I think you can't really. We're sitting here now, got really frustrated that we've dropped points, but you can't really fault the effort because they put bodies on the line to try and stop that goal. You could see it, and you could see. I don't know if you've seen on the memes on Instagram or X, where they're showing the reactions of the players after that goal went in, and they were devastated.
They're all down on their knees and they're all on their haunches, type of thing.
I mean,
Yeah, I know
Raya was punching the floor, but you want that though. You don't want it like in the past. You just see him just walking around.
No,
Going, oh,
they didn't care, did they?
Yeah, whereas they literally, they was all, it hit them hard. But I'm hoping that it hit them hard to the point that when they go out against Wolves on Saturday, they're going to batter them 5-0. Literally go out there and just take it out on Wolves and then get back on track. And as I said, people that are watching, there's a few of you watching. Thank you for tuning in. Please leave your comments, get involved. How did you feel about Saturday? We what was I going to say? The fact that the Palace have got City at home, I'm hoping that we're sitting here this time next week, going with 5 points clear again and looking ahead. But then what I don't want to happen, do you know what? I'm surprised I've got in the air watching the Premier League. Because literally it is literally a roller coaster. We're literally going to go. If we go and beat Wolves, hopefully Crystal Palace do a job, which I'm actually confident they will. Because they're doing really well.
They're not a bad side. They're a really good side.
They nicked a winner against Fulham over the weekend. They're picking up results, and they'll be up for that against City.
They got Gurhi, they got Lacroix, they got Mitchell, they got that Munez, they've got Bolton, they've got obviously who else they got up? They
Mateta.
Mateta, you know.
Who I would take at Arsenal, by the way.
And they got Eddie as well.
Eddie, like the best striker in the world.
Yeah.
We looking at the positives. I reckon we could be extending our lead next weekend, but then it's one of them things.
We got to see how it goes, haven't we? We just got to see how it goes, mate.
It's one of them things. That back four now looks really shaky, and we haven't got Calafiori, so MLS will be in there, and I think Wolves are drawing to United as we speak, right? The last thing we need is them to pick up a win against United and start going into a bit of form.
Start getting a bit of confidence, yeah.
Oh, Wolves hit back against United first goal since October. There you go.
Yeah,
they're drawing 1-1.
If it's a worldie, then that's how you know they're not getting goals very often. They're striking and all their attacking options. It's not clicking, is it?
The one thing I will say is it's probably the one game where you'd want Calafiori out, Saliba out, Gabriel out in terms of going into a Prem game at home, right? You sort of think that and go, do you know what? I reckon we can still pick up a result because Wolves ain't going to really hurt us. I'll say that. I hope I don't jinx that. But all they're gonna do is park the bus. A bit like Brentford.
They'll come there for a point, wouldn't they?
That's what Brentford did in my eyes. When I was watching the way Brentford lined
Tottenham
up.
did as well. Tottenham as well.
Yeah, that's the biggest shocker for me. Tottenham come and played for a point. That was
they did as well, didn't they?
It worked in our favour. Thank you for that. But yeah, that's why. That's because I knew
they've been the worst this week, Tone. Obviously, I work on my firm where I work.
Oh, they celebrating, like they're fucking celebrating us losing.
Four games they've won in the calendar year at home, and they're absolutely on my case today and yesterday and the day, since the game was played out. All my friends from work, they're absolutely on it on social media. Actually, it's like, mate, calm down, you know. What's his name? Eric Simon. Not Xavi Simons, Eric Simon. He actually scored a goal for him for a change, and
one of
actually
them
done something.
Literally, Jamie O'Hara. He's biggest wind up going. He literally on TalkSport described Xavi Simons' performance like Lionel Messi.
Oh my god!
I don't know what he was putting in his fucking.
He's shameless. That guy is shameless.
Honestly, and he was genuine about it as well. He was like, "Oh, we're back. I'm like, mate, you're taking the piss." Fucking shit, honestly.
You can't take him seriously. You can't.
But look, I just think that someone also. I was reading loads of fan comments on social media over the weekend, and someone literally wrote, "In it nuts how the fan base, our rivals, are celebrating us dropping a 17-point unbeaten run, or 18 game unbeaten run. They're celebrating it as if we've lost the league."
Yep.
And I can promise you here and now, all the Gooners tuning in. We haven't lost. We haven't lost the league. We're still going strong. Wait for big gaps to come back. Let's just get through this December period.
That's it.
Hopefully Saliba comes back in. Because we didn't look too bad against Chelsea with Saliba in there. There was a bit. We looked off. We looked a bit shaky, but Saliba was in there, which wasn't as bad. And I think Timber isn't a centre back. I think he needs to be at right side. He's more dangerous. Ben White done a good job, by the way. He helped with the goal against Brentford. He was part of the goal that we scored against Villa.
Yeah.
But I do think that Timber is a monster at right back, and that's.
Would you swap them two around then? Would you play Tim say Mascara or say Saliba isn't back? Would you play White at centre back and Timber at right back?
I would. I'll tell you for why. Because last season I went to the Arsenal Liverpool game at home. And do you remember that Saliba got injured in the warm up?
Yes, I do.
And they drafted Ben White at right centre back, and he played that pass to Saka, and he scored that goal. Yes. That whole game, he had an absolute brilliant game. He was mustard.
Yeah.
So, and he played centre back for Brighton. We bought him as a centre half.
He is a centre half.
Right back. So I would. Although Timber, look, I'm not criticising the guy because he done a job, right? And I think
Timber's a centre half as well.
I think him and Hincapié, I think they just struggled to have that connection.
I think they're a bit small. I don't think they got the height. That's what I think it is, mate. As good as they jump, if someone's running onto the ball or you're on a standing, you need to have that extra bit of height to get up that little bit higher, you know?
Even like Calafiori as well. I think he's pretty the times that I've seen him play left centre half, he's been pretty good, and he's quite tall as well. He offers that aerial duel. Maybe him and Timber or him and Ben White might have been better centre back pairings. Yeah. And you keep Timber on the right side, because what I noticed, Ben White isn't very good with runners. Like Rodgers was running rings around him. Right. I think Timber might have dealt with it a little bit better at right back and Ben covering him.
Mm-hmm.
On the other side as well, I think maybe Nketiah, if you can't play left back, maybe you put Calafiori at centre half and you put MLS at left back.
Yeah, well, he plays centre half as well, doesn't he, Calafiori?
Yeah.
So that's more of his natural position as well.
Yeah, I don't think. Yeah, I think Arteta got the lineup wrong for me the weekend.
Yeah.
He went with the same squad that went into the Brentford game, right? He went with the same starting 11. Not the same starting 11, but the same sort of setup at the back. Because Timber come in, didn't in the second half to cover. Yeah, but I don't think it worked. But then look, take nothing away from Villa. They were good. They were at times they were up for it. They've come there. Do you know what really pisses me off though? Is Emery always has Arteta's number. He always manages to find a way to beat him, and I don't understand why. Because you can't just. Explain it to me, because every time he goes away to Villa Park, it's not an easy ground to go to, right? And a lot of people probably tell me that. But
you asked me a question. Why does
he always have his number?
You asked me a question. Who's more of an elite manager, Emery or Arteta? Do you remember the question you asked me?
Yeah.
And I said to you, in theory, Emery's more of an elite manager. Now, I want to ask you a question. Who would you say is a better Premier League manager, Arteta or Emery?
I'd say Arteta edges it because of what he's done, but for some reason, Emery knows how to outclass him on the day.
On the day, but when it comes to when he was our manager, Unai Emery. Now we was playing against the side, and all we had to do is draw against them to qualify for the Champions League in 1 year where he was our manager. And the team that we were playing was in the Europa League final. I think it might have been Man United someone. I think Man United was playing Ajax this year in the Europa League final, if I've got my stats correct. Anyway, we ended up losing the match. We didn't qualify for the Champions League. We come 5th.
Yeah.
Last season, Aston Villa done the exact same thing. Now, Arteta, through the 5 years that he's been there, he's won the FA Cup. Yeah.
Don't say Charity Shield.
Yeah, well, yeah, whoa. Yeah, many trophies that you got to count them. You got to count them, but still, he's qualified for Champions Leagues, you know, and he's actually pushed us up from being a laughing stock to second. Now, do I think he should win something definitely this year? Definitely, and I don't think the Carabao Cup saves him either. You know, I think he's got to win one of the big ones this year to justify his job because he's been there long enough now. He's had backing. It's time for him to deliver. But if you look at just Premier League, not Europa League, not Spanish League, just Premier League, I would say that Arteta is a better manager than Unai Emery.
Yeah,
because of what he's done, because of what he's achieved. Unai Emery just falls short, in my opinion. You know.
I mean, well, if you're defying success, the success is done by trophies, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Definitely.
So,
Definitely. Yeah. The CV doesn't lie. No, that's 100%. That's 100%.
He's been there and done it, and I do have worry that although I'm positive and I feel like we've done really well, and he has made us a lot better. And the fact that we're moaning that we've lost a game after 18 undefeated. Do you know what I mean? In a run.
Yeah.
The fact that
we're losing 8-1 to Man United, and we've got Cole Jenkinson at right back, and
well, exactly. And we're moaning because we've lost 2-1 to Aston Villa, and we're only 2 points clear at the top. That goes to how far we've come, and the expectations have been created. You know, and I think we're desperate to win a title this season.
We are.
You know,
we're due one. We are.
Yeah, and
we are.
You know what I think it is? The false. I wouldn't say false hope. It's the point where you're sitting there going, "Oh, come on, this has got to be our year," and then things happen. You get a bit comfortable and go, "Oh, actually, it's looking good now. It's looking good," and then we'll go and pull out a stinker.
Yeah.
And then we're like, oh, for fuck's sake.
It's the Arsenal way. We like to do it the hard way, mate. We do like to do it the hard way.
So I'm hoping that we should be beating Wolves. But we'll get to
we're
the preview
in trouble
on
if
that.
we don't. We are in. There's a slippery slide.
I'll be worried if I'm going to say this here and now, and I will be fuming if it happens. If we drop points to Wolves and City beat Crystal Palace and go above us, I genuinely think it's going to be very, very, very difficult to recover from that.
I don't think it's over, but I know what you mean.
It's not over, but I think the momentum, you lose your momentum straight away, and City are always really good at that. So that's my worry. Let's hope it doesn't happen. I do think Wolves at home is a comfortable win for us, which should be anyway. We've got enough quality and talent, regardless of not having our defenders, to go to that game and win comfortably. So let's just see how we go. Cool. We've been on stream for a while now. I thought we'd discuss it and get your thoughts on Saturday. But yeah, well, guys, we'll be doing a preview tomorrow of Club Brugge in the Champions League. Hopefully, we're going to be discussing what youngsters we'll be putting out. Not Declan Rice, not Zubimendi, not Saka. Just bench them. Don't even let them fly. Sit them in the fucking.
Leave them at home. Leave them at home.
I'll take a lot of youngsters. Look, Club Brugge. Right, no disrespect to them. They're a good side. They've, I think. Did Aston Villa play them last season a few times?
I think they played them 3 times actually.
They're no mugs. I don't no team in the Champions League are mugs, especially away from home. But I'd rather us rest our squad. That's why we've got a big squad now. Just take excuse me. Take the youngsters out there. Max Dowman, fireman, literally couldn't care less. Just then we go to Wolves because we need to make sure we're getting back on track.
Yeah, play Kepa. Probably play Odegaard again. Give him some more minutes. Gyökeres, give him some minutes. I wouldn't play Moreno.
I'll play Gyökeres and I'll even bring Jesus on for half an hour. See how he gets on.
No, you could give him a run there, and you could do. Yeah. Mudweki, you could give him a little go, couldn't you?
I mean, that Solomon, I don't know if I'm pronouncing right. He was on the bench for Villa. Apparently, he's a good up and coming centre half.
Right. Okay, mate.
Put him in there. Fuck it. Put him in there.
Is that the 16 or 17-year-old?
Yeah,
he's the right youngster. Yes,
he's been compared to Saliba in terms of how he plays.
I did actually hear something about him actually. Or today actually.
He's really comfortable on the ball apparently. So
throw him in there.
Our academy have got some good little youngsters in there. Got some good talent. Take them with you. I think
Nawari. Yeah, Nawari could play, couldn't he?
Yeah, I think just mix it up a bit. You know, just give our team. I don't want to see Declan Rice, Bukayo Saka. I think Trossard,
Timber.
don't even take him because he'd carry a knock. Timber, just
No.
take. I think Calafiori will probably fly out because he's suspended for the Wolves game, so he'll
Yeah,
probably
yeah,
play
yeah.
in that
That
game.
makes sense. Yeah.
But I think, yeah, just if we can start Norgard, start all the players
Yeah.
that
Oh,
don't get a lot of
Norgard.
minutes.
Yeah.
Just Wanyeri needs to go in there as well. I do what
Totally
actually
mix it up.
before we sign off on Wanyeri, I feel so sorry for that guy. He signed a new contract. I don't know what he's been promised, but he's not getting a look in, is he? Excuse
It
me.
was always going to be difficult for him, though, wasn't it? When Odegaard
It was.
and when we
But
signed Eze, it was always going to be difficult for him.
would you send him out on loan in January?
Yeah, I would in
I think I
January. I
would.
would. But it ain't no good him going to like Bolton or somewhere like that. He's got to go to somewhere where they're going to dominate the ball. So someone in the Championship that are high up there, i.e. like a Middlesbrough or a Coventry. I'd like him to go to Coventry, actually. Coventry would be good for him.
I think he's good enough to go on loan to a Premier League club. I think there's a few Premier League clubs that take him, like Wolves.
Yeah, but would you want him to go to Wolves and get dominated, and then say he plays for them, and then they get beat every match? It ain't going to be a really good experience for him, would you say? I'd rather him go to Coventry, hold the ball a lot more, learn how to pass it, link up play, win more games, and become more confident about controlling and dictating the press and dictating passes, than going to a bottom of the Premier League side and chasing shadows basically all game long. I don't think that will be better. He might as well stay with us and chase shadows in training, isn't he? Really?
Yeah.
he might as well, wouldn't he? You know?
Yeah. Well, I'll have to wait and see. I reckon he'll get a run out on Wednesday.
Definitely. He's good enough. He'll come good for us. He will.
Yeah. Cool. We'll leave it there, David. Thank you for tuning in.
No problem, mate.
And watching, guys. Lovely comments on the game, David. But yeah, look, I think that we'll keep going. We'll get on to the preview. But tomorrow is the Champions League. Join us tomorrow for our preview, Club Brugge. Be talking predicted lineup, potential threats. I'm going to be honest with you, I ain't got a clue about Club Brugge or what their players are, so I'll probably do a bit of research. That'll be my
homework. At least you're honest, bruv. At least you're honest.
Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend I'm, Gary Neville or someone trying to fucking create air, which I'm not gonna do. But yeah, I'll do some research, have a look at, we'll see who the danger men are for them and what threats they've got. They're no mugs. They've been in the Champions League for a couple of seasons now, so they'll be up for that. That's not going to be a really difficult game. But yeah, thank you for tuning in, guys. Please like and subscribe. It's been amazing having the chat. I think look, it was doom and gloom for about a day, and I think everyone sort of woke up and gone, do you know what? It is what it is. We'll move on. And I think that looking at the fixtures, there's still a lot of football to be played. But yeah, let's hopefully get our boys back, rest of our players back, go into the Wolves and Everton game strong. But yeah, that's it from me, guys. We're out of here. Have a lovely evening. Take care.
Up the Gunners. Up the Gunners. Go on.